Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhara, Shri Vas Adi, Shri Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Uttapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavangscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitang Tang Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakan Vitangscha Om Jnana-timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshuran Militam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Mahavaranyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaurataje Namaha. Dear devotees, oh what a beautiful family I can see in front of me on the screen. Dayal Nitai Prabhu, you're able to join us today from your 26 hours a day busy life, I know, along with Priya Sundari Devi Rasi, who we're happily regularly meeting here on the Zoom. And I see you have the Canadian maple behind you on the wall. Are you in Canada?
Argentina.
Argentina, still Argentina, okay.
Yeah.
All right, a beautiful place. Anyway, everyone, beautiful devotee right here. So how to begin? Beauty is everywhere. Must be some kind of a theme like that when we're in the association of devotees. And with such a high-powered representation with Kumkum Devi Rasi, Jivanadiri, Paramananda Prabhu, and yes, Leela Moy Prabhu, Rupanuga Prabhu, Lin, and Maheshwari, and Dana, whose heart is always eager and hankering for the association of devotees. So to all of you, Sevarupa, I hope I mentioned Sevarupa, but to all of you here and on Facebook. Madhava Prabhu is on Facebook. Devotees will join us, no doubt, on Facebook. And I'm going to put the Facebook in front of me so I can see too if any comment or any others join. And our obeisance is indeed. Paramanand Prabhu, who shall I suggest or how shall I begin this back to basics? The very basis of devotional life, to be with devotees. And this week, well, not just this week, but we're listening to Srila Gurudev and going through just going through a talk of Srila Gurudev, but bit by bit each day, because we know it is not easy for most devotees to hear actually what Gurudev is saying, or to catch maybe the gist they catch, but to catch the message. And one part, it's the day before yesterday, in fact, yesterday passed, the day before yesterday, we replayed a short part of Gurudev's video, maybe, well, one part 4 times, I can say, because explaining like word by word, then hearing again, and then catching it. And what Srila Gurudev was saying was that the beginning of pure devotional practice is when we can glorify Krishna in the association of the sadhus. So today we have this very good foundation with us. We've got all of you who are the very description of sadhus. You're coming to hear, to glorify, to remember the Lord, and we're coming in the line of the shelter of a master, of good masters. And everywhere also, Gurudev, Guru Maharaj, the scriptures are telling we need to have guidance. We can't just sit in a forest and think we're going to work it all out. So here we are under the shelter of the guides of Srila, or the guide of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, the guide of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, the guide of Srila Guru Maharaj, the guide of Srila Gurudev, the guide of Srila Prabhupada. So under these guides, then we are here trying to lead our life, and with whatever we can understand of their direction for us. And remember that Srila Guru Maharaj is telling us, in giving us direction, that whatever we can catch, if we can catch a hint of an understanding, if we can understand what is required of us, we shall try to do that. It's not that at every moment we need a decision to be made for us, but we get the understanding of the tenor of our life's practices, and we'll try to put that into practice. And of course, a big example of that is Srila Prabhupada, Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, who had, Gurudev said, a handful, not 2 handfuls, less than 2 handfuls of occasions of association with Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. His Gurudev, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he had little direct physical association, like direct association, but he grasped what Srila Prabhupada wanted, what Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada wanted of him. And you can see the result of that in his life's journey. And of course, he was prepared by Srila Guru Maharaj, but it was the very essence of what had been given by Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur that was his motivation throughout. Acha, we're being joined by Tungarasa Devi Dasi. Oh, she wants to stay quiet. I don't think she wants to be asked any questions. Okay, we're joined live here by Tungarasa Devi Dasi. Hare Krishna. So, dear devotees, here we are. And in the meantime, Arati means Ganga Leela Didi has joined us. In the meantime, Narottam Nitai Prabhu has joined us. And Tungarasa Didi has joined us here. And Allah has joined us. Dandavat Maharaj and all the devotees. I have to know the devotee name behind that, but Allah, welcome on Facebook. So, Paramanandavu, who or how would you like to start the back to basics today?
Maharaj, by asking Jivana Didi, followed by Kumkum Didi.
What are you going to ask Jivana? What are you going to ask her, Paramanandavu?
The question.
The question.
Well, I'm not going to put her on a hot spot, Maharaj. Whatever, any inspirations coming from both of them are great.
All right, Jivana Didi, you have been volunteered, and I think we had a new name, appointed tiered or something. I remember some new name being...
Voluntold.
That's a good one, Ganga Leela.
We'll say not told. We'll say voluntary requested. Anyhow, Jivana Didi, over to you. Affectionately requested by Paramananda Prabhu, with a hear from us all in the audience. Please,
I'm just really grateful to be with you, Maharaj, and with Paramananda Prabhu, and with all these wonderful devotees on this wonderful Zoom call that we have. And I'm really happy that today Kumkum's here as well, because she can take half the heat, and she's much more expert at it than I am. So that's very good. I heard a nice talk from you, Maharaj, maybe just yesterday on Facebook, where you were talking about Srila Govinda. One of the parts was about Srila Govinda. The second part of it was about Srila Govinda Maharaj, talking about the importance of the mood of devotees. So I thought that was the most amazing talk, but I know you gave it, so I don't know that I can bring that for this. So I might have to come back to it. But
So
for
tell
now,
me what did I say?
well, when you were quoting Gurudev talking about the mood, how the mood of the devotee is so important, what they're having, whether they're distributing books or cooking for the deities or doing puja or cleaning was another example he gave. He said that the internal mood can make all the difference between whether it's just pious activity or actual bhakti, which is of course very high and very difficult to attain. But that's what he was talking a lot about, the mood. And what I'm remembering is that one time Gurudev told me directly, he said, mood is everything. And so that really stayed with me. But so I was just hearing that just recently, and I didn't take any notes or anything, so I'm not remembering it too well, but it was just your recent Facebook talk. And I did copy down the link because with Facebook, at least for me, everything evaporates. You watch it for 5 minutes, then you walk off and go get a glass of water and come back, it's gone, and you can't find it back. So I did save that link, and I will share that. And then what I wanted to tell you also was this talk of Srila Gurudev in Navadvip in 1992, January. And he was saying like this, so I'm just about 2 paragraphs, if you guys can bear with me. So it's he says, we have got a very easy thing to inspire us. That is the books of Srila Guru Maharaj here. Loving search, we are hearing or reading. We can understand many questions and many answers inside there. And through that, we will get strength of mind and our spiritual position, determination. Srila Guru Maharaj once gave an example. This is a really good one, you guys. This is really intense. He once gave an example when you took Diksha. Real Diksha means you burn your previous wealth of mundanity. That is the ship. He gave the example as a ship. You were landing some battlefield through the ship. And when you took Diksha, that means you land on the battlefield and you burn your ship and landed here. That is your position. And now what will you do? You must fight. And not only fight, you must get victory. That determination way, you must try to fight there, and then you will get transcendental knowledge. Very quick and careful. Without victory, I cannot stop. My ship is burned. Then I am landed. And without victory, I cannot stop. That is, if I will not get victory, then they will kill me. Then I must get, and with that determination and energetic way, I should try to get that. I was quite stunned by that. And now sometimes if some problem comes up at the ashram, we say, we burned the ship, already burned the ship. We have to move forward. So I was thinking it would be wonderful to hear something from you, Maharaj, about this beautiful piece of Gurudev.
Well, I can say, well, okay, I'm going to put the headphones. Sorry. I was trying to share the sound, but we have to be careful with the sound. It's night here. What I thought just now was, what a wonderful way to start the day. I mean, for us, it is the start of the day. I mean, but to hear that conviction of what we are, of how we are to feel when we come to Krishna consciousness and to take Diksha. And that's a very good talk to give, or excerpt of Srila Gurudev to give before somebody decides to take Diksha. Are you prepared for this? No. Okay, well, when you're prepared, come back and knock on the door. Hare Krishna. Anyway, we've heard Srila Gurudev saying these things, discussing things, and giving different examples. And you see, Gurudev, Guru Maharaj Prabhupada, they're always trying to give us something relevant for our modern day. And so this idea of going to a country, how was America built? I don't know the whole story, but somebody went over there and they went on a one-way ticket. And then when they landed, probably the ship went back to get some more people. But the whole principle that you're going to go to a new country, a new place, conquer it, as in the conquering days of yore and probably the conquering days of the future, then you'll go there with absolute conviction. I can just say wonderful excerpt and well found, a beautiful discovery, Jivanadi.
Beautiful.
And by the way, I'll be happy to hear it. I have, notes and things, and I've got notes here of Jivana's. What did I have? I've got one here, Jivana's reference, and a video we were playing here to the devotees, so that in the, in our, as you know, in our daily programs, we can share things that inspire others. So, dear devotees, Jivana, she's very generous with her links. But all devotees, when you come across something, you can keep your notebook, your digital notebook of links, a physical notebook of notes, and do share with us, because sharing, what do they say? Sharing is caring. And really that is the case in Krishna consciousness. So, Jivana, I can say, muchas gracias, because we're not allowed to say thank you, are we?
But it's because of this wonderful association, Maharaj. I'm just like some little parrot person. And this association is so beautiful and so wonderful. And you feel like you can bring these kind of things to these devotees. And I myself get 10 times more out of it than I did before. So this one we did here in one of our video classes that we do sometimes at the ashram.
Jai.
So really happy that could bring it for all of you wonderful, beautiful people who are just keeping us alive here.
Jai. Here. Okay, Jivana, grazie, thank you very much. And so Jivana has now volunteered Kumkum, also Paramanand, who volunteered Kumkum, also I'm volunteering, requesting Kumkum Diri, and I know she's accepting by the big smile on her face. She's got something for us as well.
My Dandavat Maharaj and all of the wonderful devotees here. It's like Jivana Didi was saying, this association is so incredible. It's our life. And actually, this week earlier, as you know, we were hearing the sadhus speak about Krishna's sweetness. He is sweetness personified. And this is so beautiful to hear about. And there are so many places in our books and from our gurus that we continually hear this. But I'm reminded of, there's an example of when Srila Prabhupada, long ago in the beginning of when he was training the artists to paint the books of the Bhaktivedanta Book Trust, and they're so incredible. Someone asked him, all the different artists paint Krishna differently, and he doesn't look like the same person by all the artists. So which one actually looks like Krishna? And Prabhupada's answer was, when you get there, you will recognize him. And so there are some questions which seem very, very high. And I have complete faith that Krishna is sweetness personified only because I have faith in my gurus who have told me this. So I went to Shri Guru and His Grace to read more about this particular impact on our progress toward learning about Krishna, the all-attractive. And in the chapter in Shri Guru and His Grace called The Line of Sri Rupa, and there's discussion about how Krishna is ecstasy himself and he's distributing. And then Srila Guru Maharaj says, all our attention should be concentrated in the service of our Guru. This should be the idea. Our first tendency is to approach Krishna. In that stage, the first thing to understand is that we are helpless. Of course, all things must be sincere. First, there is the stage of helplessness. Then we want the shelter of Krishna, sweetness personified. Then we are attracted to sweetness of a particular type and to approach that department. There we pray for the final closest connection, or permanent membership as a servitor there. This has been taught by Srila Raghunath Das Goswami as the highest achievement of the living being. So it's very good instruction to point us in the proper direction to make progress toward this, which we're all seeking. And we can be sure of by the grace of the gurus.
Hare Krishna, Kumkum. When are we going to see that world?
If we get to see our gurus, then that's good.
And also, you know, in the scripture, well, everybody knows, in the scripture, so many kind of transactions they described as in a dream. Even Mahaprabhu, in a dream this, in a dream that. Madhavendra Puri, in a dream, such and such. So even in our, you know, foggy dreams, which aren't like those dreams of Mahaprabhu and Nityananda, when we can get a little touch of our masters, when we can get a little reminder, not just a reminder, but feel their presence, then we know that it is not something physical. And Gurudev always saying it is heart to heart, it doesn't depend on location. And so now Gurudev disappeared, Guru Maharaj disappeared, Srila Prabhupada disappeared, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur disappeared. But always Gurudev, in living in the present tense when he's talking about them, basically living in the present tense. And even you hear the descriptions of Rupa and Sanatana, etc., that generally we just feel like they're talking about somebody that they fully know in the present. So to be under their guidance and to make our life successful, their guidance is present. It is not a historic matter and we can only look at some rules of, you know, the scripture or some rules that we can, I mean, we could list some rules that they said, do this, do this, do this. But it's the guidance of the heart, and as we proceed, then they'll also give us that continued and adjusted guidance according to our journey. If we are going on a journey, we may pass through the desert and we need some guidance in the desert. Then we come to the Sahel, which is half desert and half not desert. We need some different guidance. We come to the jungle. So it's going to be the same guidance going in the right direction, but it'll be adapted according to our circumstance. But always we need a guide. This is the reality.
Yeah.
Yes, and we have the best guides. We can't deny it. If we deny it, well, quite what are we doing? I mean, we really do have the super guides.
Yes.
And we all hear the name of Rupa Goswami, Jiva Goswami, the 6 Goswamis, etc., and other names, and with great honor and like amazement about their personalities. But it is clear from Gurudev that who is Guru Maharaj? He is there with the greats. Who is Srila Prabhupada? There with the greats. Who is Gurudev? There with the greats. And it is not something, it's not something like whimsical or this, that, and the other, or because we're in their line and we're not like fanatic for them, so we're blind to everything else. With our eyes open, then we say these things. Hare Krishna. So we have the best masters, so what about us becoming the best students? Oh dear. Or even, we're not even going to say the best students and be so proud. What about ourselves becoming qualified as students?
Mm-hmm.
But somehow or another, we've been allowed into such a class. And when Guru Maharaj says that we are studying in the same class as Lord Brahma, then we have to think, oh my goodness, how did I get in here? We better not blow this examination or this course. We may take different courses at university, but this is another kind of a course. Hare Krishna. Spasibo Bolchoy, many thanks for sharing. And everyone looks so comfortable and at peace today. Hare Krishna. Yes, Jivana, you do have a contribution. Oh no, you were clicking something else. I thought you were clicking to open your microphone. And do you know who I'm sure has a contribution? It's Dayal Nitai Prabhu. Just look at his eager face. He's eager to share. We've been in separation for a while. Now we've got you. Now we have you with us directly on the screen and live. Would you like to share a word or two?
Yes. In this, I think something that we experienced in the last days is because of a lot of work. Sometimes you get caught up in things, and when you get caught up in things, like it feels like it's magnified, and it's a bit tiring. And then we were talking. It's like outside mundane work, and then I always remember there was one call where you mentioned, Maharaj, how life with Krishna is easy, life without Krishna is hard. And then that one sentence always like help us like get outside of that little bubble, and oh yes, and it's at least for the last days, it's been something that it's been living in our hearts through each step, and it's very, very true. Like we are experiencing this wisdom you shared, and I think it's engraving a little. Each time we experience a little bit, it engraves, like, oh, like it is so true, and then the next time, oh, it is so true again, and yes, so.
And something in that line to remember too is in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. Srila Krishna Das Kaviraj, you know, the best of the best, to tell us everything. He is telling us, if we remember Gauranga, even difficult things, they become easy. If we forget Gauranga, even easy things become difficult. And so when sometimes we're doing anything, fighting with the laundry when we're putting it on the line in the wind, it's got nothing to do with the laundry. We remember Gauranga, and then we remember what our attitude should be. And then suddenly, does it become easier to put the laundry on the line? I'm not sure, but at least the mental side of it, or our exertion side, oh yes, Gauranga, he's playing. Not a blade of grass moves without the will of the Lord. So the wind, it is blowing the laundry as a challenge to me for humility, tolerance, and remembering Gauranga because we were forgetting him. But that's a very mundane example. But actually, I have used the example of fighting with the laundry on the laundry line before, because it's obviously so not the laundry's fault it's tangled up. It's our own dealing with it. We have to untangle everything bit by bit. So with our gentle attitude, we'll proceed. Oh, but in America, nobody knows what is a laundry line because it's illegal to put up a laundry line in some places. As I found out, as we put up a washing line, we say, oh no, it's illegal. It's illegal to put up a washing line. Oh my goodness. So we'll have to use a different expression in America. Maybe not everywhere, but some places. Hare Krishna. Yes, so the moral of the story, by realization and not just by theory, from Dayal Nitai Prabhu. Remember Krishna 25 hours a day. Priya Sundari Devirasi. Something to share?
I was thinking about the same thing that he said, but I also remember during the Gora Purnima, there was one of the stories about Gauranga, and he was. It seems that a storm was coming, and he started to chase away the storm with the cardals. I don't know if you know this, and I think of course I'm telling this very badly. Maybe Lila Moy knows what I'm talking about, maybe remember. No, okay. So there was a huge storm coming, and then Gorenga took those giants cartels, or this is what they said, and so he started to to play them and to chase the storm away, and he was like chasing away like Maya. And I just want to share that sometimes when in addition to remembering Krishna and Sri Gauranga, I also remember like to try to do some of the sadhanas, some of the like really like playing or singing, chanting the holy name, trying to preach as much as possible as well. And as if always, like, I know this is very selfish, but I do this to my own benefit, because I'm like, this is how I'm gonna get rid of Maya. And so I need this for myself. And this is something that I know I will have to understand how to do this without making it selfish. But yeah, I just want to share this. I think it's very simple.
Yes, whatever will be our motivation, we will try to chant, and with cartels and mridanga and other devotees where possible, when we don't have that direct association, then yes, why not to sing? Why not to sing? And sometimes, rarely, we hear somebody actually singing. When we're in the street or something, we hear somebody singing. But I remember, when we hear someone singing, how happy it is just to hear an opera sing. I've heard opera singers practicing their singing upstairs in a flat somewhere, but everyone you can hear on the street, and it sounds good that someone's actually singing, because in this day, even in the mundane world, mostly they press the button and the CD or the DVD or the MP3, whatever it is, plays. So to sing is an expression of joy. And as Devashish Prabhu said, and somebody, even in the regular world, and somebody's really happy, they just won $5 million on the lottery, and they're a poor person, then their first reaction, so when they're interviewed on the TV, you see them, they just want to sing and dance. It's just a natural expression of joy. And I do wonder what was Mahaprabhu's dancing and his chanting, his calling out Krishna names. And he began Sankirtan with Hari Haraya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Nama. This in the streets of Navadip, when they were facing difficulty. The ruler had come and very strongly said, "Oh, you can't chant here." He came and even sent his soldiers to do so, and the soldiers broke the mridanga. They were very strong like this. But Mahaprabhu took the holy name out from the private courtyard of Srivas Thakur, and through the streets came, and fearlessly everyone came. Well, maybe a little fear from some of them, but they took shelter of Mahaprabhu and the chanting of the holy name as they went to the Qazi's home. And there the Qazi, then seeing everything and getting the mercy of Mahaprabhu, then the Qazi also became a devotee. So good for ourselves to chant, and good for others to hear the chanting. Hare Krishna. Actually, Sankirtan is a very beautiful activity given by Mahaprabhu himself. And Seva-Rupa put a little message here, the Kirtan of love. I see more chats in the chat box. Oh, there are chats in the chat box. Dana, Hare Krishna, grateful for you all. Yes, and she's got a blue butterfly. Priya Bhakta, is this the definition of Atman Nivedana? No return. It is one way, yes. So, okay, this is I see it's a direct chat, but it's all good. This was about burning the boat. This is quite a long while ago. Sorry, I didn't see the chat messages until now. I was absorbed in everyone's sharing over the Zoom. Yes, but full self-surrender, Atma Nivedanam. No, and Guru Maharaj would say also, not to come cutting a return ticket. I don't even know if that expression is used today. But on the trains in Navadip, we would get like cardboard small ticket, and you'd cut a ticket. It would be kind of cut with some stamps to show the day, the day, perhaps the time, but I think the day of the ticket. And you'd cut a single ticket or cut a return ticket. So not to cut a return ticket, Guru Maharaj is saying, we're not coming with a return ticket, it's a one-way ticket. And really the example of burning the boat, and you're in kind of enemy country, you're going to be attacked, but you must come out victorious or die. And this is, if we want to be a little, strong about it, this is what is the material world. It's enemy country in the sense of, it's out to capture us and keep us in the net of illusion. And that example of a net is also so appropriate. It's used by Bhaktivinoda Thakur repeatedly too in his songs, that you see the fish caught in the net. They're trying to get out, but they just get entangled more and more in the net as they're trying to escape. And in the net, we also maybe have a view outside, but we're caught inside. And just wriggling around and just helpless. So we're in enemy country in the sense of we are being caught. The duty of Maya is to keep us in the net of illusion. And we have also the example of the spider making a web and then the insect goes into the web. Well, today we have the World Wide Web, which is also, like that spider's web, we can get caught into that World Wide Web and become prey to the, being devoured by illusion. I mean, really, it is the case. The whole world is already illusion. And then how many layers of illusion do we want to explore? Hare Krishna. Jai, appreciated. Priya Sundari Devi. And this is Paramananda. I see Rupanuga is driving. Oh yes, look, stereo driving. Rupanuga Prabhu driving in one direction and Paramananda is driving in the same direction. They're all driving home to Goloka Vrindavan. Okay, Paramananda Prabhu, over to you. In a tunnel in Japan in the daytime.
Yes, Maharaj, I'm on a tollway and I'm going through the mountains and tunnels. So the connection can be unstable at times. I can say something shortly.
Yes, Prabhu.
Also, it's a high-speed tollway. Anyhow, I really like that your expression that Dayal just mentioned. Life without Krishna is difficult, and with Krishna it's wonderful. And this is echoing with the discussion between Mahaprabhu and Sanatana Goswami. What he's saying, basically, he's saying, why my life is so difficult? Why the life in this world is so full of suffering? So
Oh dear.
difficulties. And
Paramananda
Mahaprabhu is
Paramananda,
answering perfectly, saying just because you're separated from you are, really. You're separated from that he does. That's his answer. And what to remember and how to. Yes, Maharaj.
Okay, it seems that the internet
Can you hear
has
me?
well, it seems the internet has caught up with your speeding car. Yes, so now we can hear you.
What did you hear the last?
Not very much.
Good, Maharaj. Anyhow, it just reminded me about Mahaprabhu in Sanatana Goswami's meeting. When Sanatana Goswami is asking, why am I so much suffering in this world? Why everybody is suffering? Why so many difficulties? And Mahaprabhu's answer was very simple, just because you lost that connection. You forgot who you are. And his answer is very short and very beautiful. So you have to regain that connection, and then everything will be full. You will become whole. That connection will make you alive. Sometimes Srila Govinda Maharaj would say that in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is saying that people who are caught in this mundane environment, they're like walking corpses. And he would say, breathing, eating, talking, no doubt, but dead. Meaning that without that connection, we're actually dead. There is no life in it. So Mahaprabhu is saying, so get that connection again. Will be a part of that reality. Then everything will be wonderful, sweet, full of happiness. So that is the key. So that's what caught my attention. And then on the subject of dreams, once I asked Srila Govinda Maharaj how much attention we should pay to our dreams. Sometimes we're seeing, some things that we think we take as spiritual. And he said that in case when your guru, a sadhu, a Vaishnava appear in your dream, then you must pay attention to that. Pay attention to what they're saying, what kind of instruction they're giving to you there. Otherwise, it's just a game of your mind. He did not say, oh, if you see Krishna or if you see Mahaprabhu entering. No, we have to be very careful with that kind of dreams. We have to question that. But when a spiritual master comes, your Guru Varga appear in your dream, a Vaishnava appear in your dream, then you must pay attention. Then I was just passing. That's going to be the next question to you, Maharaj. I was just passing through this town called Akko in Japan. It's a very small town, almost like a village, but it's worldwide famous. And in Japan, it's called an Akko incident. And in the West, it is known as the 47 Samurai or 47 Ronin story about the loyalty, a total loyalty to your master. So it's one of the best examples in the world, how one can be loyal to his own master. And as we know, the whole culture of the samurai means the one who serves. Their understanding of purpose of life is that you are dead for yourself, but you are to serve your master. You're to only satisfy his needs. So he is in the center of life. Your needs, your desires, they're not important. Of course, who is the master? That's not the question, but it's caught my attention, the loyalty, and what Jivana was saying, the burning the boat. That leitmotif is actually in all the scriptures, all the verses we hear repeatedly. Srila Guru Maharaj was explaining the verse, Tadvidhi pranipatana pariprashana sevaya. He was saying pranipat is not only means that you're humbly coming and inquiring a sadhu, guru, is not count with the mood. All the boats have to be burned, back doors. So that is the mood. And in that case, and pranipat, he is also saying pranipat means surrender, full surrender. In that case, you will get that, what you came for. You'll understand what the reality is, who you are, who is Krishna, your relationship, everything will be given to you through that, through the medium of service, and to some extent, inquiry. And it is also mentioned in the Sanatana Shiksha, Bhaktakari Dikshakari Atma Samarpan. the Diksha, that connection that we're taking somehow for granted, initiation, Diksha, is actually much more to that. It only becomes valid, and Govinda Maharaj elaborates on that. When one is fully surrendered, the moment of initiation, you have to give yourself wholly and fully to your spiritual master. Then, and have some validity. So in that case, in most of the cases, we're giving advance. And that is a special mercy of Mahaprabhu, of Nityananda Prabhu especially, who comes in the form of the Vaishnava Guru. So he's giving us that advance, even though we're not fully qualified. Who can say, oh, the moment of my initiation, I fully surrender Goswami? But actually, Mahaprabhu, he's quoting Mahaprabhu, where he's saying, it must have ingredients for the to actually fully receive Diksha. We can say a qualified recipient of that. So the question to you, Maharaj, not a question actually, a request. Can you elaborate on that loyalty that we hear often about? What does it mean? We heard from Srila Govinda Maharaj quite often.
And just in the meantime, we all did not hear what you just said about how Diksha means you must, and Guru Maharaj says you must come with all the ingredients for sacrifice. But then you disappeared, your sound disappeared.
Oh, I see, Maharaj. But anyhow, I was just quoting Mahaprabhu. When he is saying that the must ingredient is full surrender. To get that connection with the Vaishnava Guru, you must fully surrender. So I was just saying how it is giving in advance by the grace of Nityananda, by the grace of the Vaishnavas. Even though we're not fully qualified, we are giving that connection. We're plugged in. But it doesn't mean that everything will happen naturally, automatically. We must put some effort. And that effort is Atma Samarpan, Sharanagati, full surrender. And what I was saying is, and to that, the biggest section of Chaitanya Charitamrita, the Sanatana Diksha, is fully dedicated. It's actually the signs of self-surrender. So what I was asking you, Maharaj, is to elaborate on the loyalty Srila Govinda Maharaj speaks so often about. Loyalty to Vaishnava, loyalty to your Guru.
Well, in this case, if you're asking me, I can definitely just share Gurudev's natural emphasis on loyalty. And actually, if there's anything, if we think, oh, there's a list of things which are required of a devotee, I think that not only think, I know Gurudev is putting loyalty at the top of the list. And so many things which we may think will be like very important or should be at the top of the list, then Gurudev, not to say minimizing, but when we've got that loyalty aspect so like loud and clear at the top, then the other necessities, if you like, in coming to proper devotional life, they become very much secondary, and the focus is on the loyalty aspect. And that town maybe called Akko, something like that you mentioned?
Yes, Maharaj, Akko.
Akko, okay, Akko. That town may be world famous, but in Vila Govinda Ashram, Italy, maybe is not part of the world because I haven't actually heard of it. But
it's a story about 47 retainers of one samurai lord who gave their life to return the honor of the Lord to the world, basically. So it's a famous story. Lots of people know about it. I was just passing through it, that's why I mentioned it.
Yes, yes.
Example of loyalty in this world.
But the samurai, I don't know even all the names of the different like departments of like austerity personalities and warrior personalities, the different tribes. But I think that Japan, Korea also comes to mind. Places in the Far East are quite famous for yogis who get like extraordinary powers. And we don't know what's real or not real, but it apparently is real. Well, like on one finger, someone is able to do so many amazing things, like walk on 2 fingers and things like this, and their austerities of running up and down stairs, which are like basically impossible by other people, and nails and all kinds of things. We've seen or heard about such amazing physical capacity. And this attracts everyone's attention, that, oh, they're able to do this, able to break concrete block with their hand and so many things. But this is an example of the mundane power of being faithful, being loyal to one's master. And it's the very thread of the teachings. But then what to speak of the spiritual connection, if we can be connected with somebody who's got something much more than the capacity to sleep on nails or to, stand on 2 fingers. And some of the things we hear about and see, we think, why? What's the point of standing on 2 fingers for, 6 hours standing on 2 fingers or whatever, is they're able to do, and some extraordinary things. What's the point? And then ultimately, it really comes down to the purpose of what we are doing. And here, yesterday evening, then it was the Italian Zoom with the Italian devotees. And by the way, Wed April, he started putting Italian subtitles on some of the Zoom, on some of the videos, so that the devotees who don't speak English, but do speak Italian, which are quite a lot, that they can also kind of share Gurudev. But there in the very beginning of yesterday's Zoom, Srila Gurudev is telling that the main goal is to satisfy Krishna. If our master is satisfied, everything is successful. And then, exactly to this point, otherwise, all austerity, etc., is a waste of time and energy. Hare Krishna. And so again, it comes down to the purpose of what we're doing. So when we've come to recognize the spiritual path, and that really everything is to satisfy Krishna, how do we satisfy Krishna? By satisfying Guru Vaishnava. The Guru and the Vaishnavas are close to us. Krishna is a little distance away. Not only a little distance. I mean, he's in our heart, we know, but our reality of meeting Krishna and shaking hands with him side by side is a bit of a dream at the moment. Let's be in the reality zone. But the reality of meeting the devotees, and maybe not it's our custom to shake hands with the devotees, but to be with the devotees side by side. That is a realistic reality, if you like. And so here Guru Maharaj, Srila Gurudev, in a short video excerpt, which I'm also happy to share the clip. And there Gurudev, he's emphasizing this point, the purpose of what we are doing. So to be faithful to the master. And also we see Gurudev saying, but the master must be perfect. If we are faithful to a master who is, so many things, then what's going to be? We're going to have all kinds of things going on. And in the samurai tradition, they're faithful to a good master who has the capacity to share and to give them these extraordinary powers, and not just to have a cult to follow a person, no matter what they say. That's not what is being presented here. And so in the physical world, and that means that they're getting energy from life, and so somehow these extraordinary powers that the Japanese samurai and other groups, the Buddhist monks who sit there and meditate, they can tolerate freezing cold water. And there are people in Europe, I know, that like yogis, they try to capture some siddhi, to get some siddhis by austerities and penances and things. But we've come to Guru Maharaj, we've come to the line of Rupa Goswami, we've come to Rupa Goswami and to Mahaprabhu, to their classroom. And so when we've got such teachers, then certainly to be faithful to them, and everything will come to the student who receives their favor. So it's the descending current, not the ascending current. And yes, Gurudev will say, yes, chastity. Gurudev always using this word chastity. And this means chaste to our gurus. And this is why in this present age, when we have so much coming directly from Gurudev, Guru Maharaj and Srila Prabhupada that's recorded, really for 99.9% of us, it's, or maybe might not have the exact figure there, but really we get the practical application of our chastity by only hearing from them and not trying to think we're going to get something more from somewhere else, because we already know we're going to get everything from there. And so in the reality way of us showing our chastity, not showing it, but being chaste inside is, I'm going to get everything from Gurudev, from Guru Maharaj and Srila Prabhupada. Here we have everything given to us. So let us put our head there. The whole world is going on, trying to draw our attention in so many ways, spiritually as well as, spiritually as well as, clear is mundane, material things, but also in the spiritual plane, there are many, things which may draw our attention to get some siddhi, to be able to do this, to be able to do that. And then name and fame and all these other things which come. They're there to draw us away, but to be chaste, that I am tiny and our master is everything, and give our attention there and to draw everyone's attention there will be actually the success of our life and others' lives too. And other things, Gurudev is looking to us all like children. Really, Gurudev, we could see that. He's giving honor to everyone, but in our life, we see really he's thinking, well, we're like children. Children always doing naughty things, this, that, and the other. But they'll be chaste spiritually to their master, to our line, to our masters. And Gurudev always saying about Guru Maharaj, who is Guru Maharaj? But bit by bit we can understand, even a big chunk by a big chunk. Hopefully the devotees will understand who is Gurudev too. And without Gurudev, we really have not got the connection of Guru Maharaj. Without Srila Prabhupada, we haven't got the connection of Guru Maharaj. Without Guru Maharaj, we haven't got the connection of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, the Lion Guru, and come back all the way to Rupa Goswami, to Mahaprabhu. So this is our line of chastity. Hare Krishna. But I can just say from Gurudev, how many times we've sat with Gurudev or been with Gurudev, and he's been emphasizing this point. And Gurudev is famous for Trinadapi Sunichana Tarauriva Sahishnuna Amanina Manadina Kirtanya Sarahari. Gurudev, Srila Govinda Maharaj, completely famous for stressing humility, tolerance, giving honor to others, not expecting honor for oneself. To chant thereby we can chant the holy name constantly. But Srila Gurudev is also surely famous for this expression of chastity to Guru. And everything we do, the purpose must be to satisfy the Lord. Or as we heard just now from Gurudev's talk of yesterday, well, the Gurudev's talk we heard of yesterday. Otherwise, all the austerities, penances, etc., they're just a waste of time. Otherwise, all austerity, etc., is a waste of time and energy. It's wonderful to be able to do so many mystic things. And as Guru Maharaj says, that it's easy to be captured by miracle men, people who can do miracles in this world. For instance, walk, whether it's a miracle or not, but have the siddhi to be able to walk on their fingers, our one example, but so many things we've heard of. But people can light fire without matches. They can do various things. It's listed in the scripture as part of the siddhis. They can expand themselves, carbon copy expansions. And various things. If somebody does that in front of us, then, oh, wow, then we can be captured there. But Krishna is the greatest miracle worker. And Srila Guru Maharaj, the greatest miracle worker, Gurudev Guru Maharaj. Srila Prabhupada, in some interview, I was being reminded of this, so I can't remember it word for word, but in some interview, of course, a long time ago, he was being asked, oh, so many, sometimes Indian sadhus come from India to America, and they're famous as showing some miracle. What is your miracle? And Srila Prabhupada said, my miracle, these boys and girls, they have come to Krishna consciousness. This is my miracle. Something like this, he replied. So we pray to be counted within that group of boys and girls who are under the miracle of the grace of Guru, Vaishnava, and Gauranga. Hare Krishna. And yes, the devotees who joined us. Oh, Vaikrishipat Vaikanas Maharaj joined us on Facebook. Dandavat Maharaj and Mathura Basini joined us. Dandavat. And Ganga Mai is, Olha is Ganga. Ganga Mai is on Facebook. So we greeted you earlier without knowing your devotee name. And I've neglected our chats again, and we're over time, but just a quick Sevarupa, the Kirtan of love. Sankirtan is the central. And is this a quote from where, Sevarupa? Or from whom? From who?
Dandavats Maharaj, Dandavats devotees. It's the last part of reading the Navadip Dham Mahatmya, Taranga, Bhavataranga.
So Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Yes.
Yes.
So would you like to read, please? There are hearings. So many words from me. Let them hear from you. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, read by Sevarupa Devirasi.
So, yes, Maharaj, it's the questions by devotees and Srila Sridhar Maharaj's answers. So the section was about Dham Parikram, and then the land of sweetness, it's under that section. And then it's the part that says the Kirtan of love.
So this is Srila Guru Maharaj speaking, actually,
yes,
answering a question. Okay, yes, please say.
Okay, so Sankirtan is the central service recommended by Mahaprabhu, especially for the age of Kali. Sankirtan means to listen and reproduce, to hear and tell. And the telling, the expression, the reproduction is the more powerful thing. We are to exert ourselves to the utmost for Kirtan. Kirtan means to preach, and that has been recommended as the highest method of attainment, especially for beginners. Assert as much as you can, engage yourself in preaching, spreading the truth that you imbibe from the higher source. Thereby, you will be benefited the most. There's a little bit that I'll read on. Exert yourself to spread the news of the Lord, the truth. Then his omnipotent supply from above will be lavishly extended to you. As much as you can sell, so much you will be furnished with materials by the capitalist. So go on. He is not a capitalist of the mundane world. He is a capitalist of real property, devotion, service, prem. That is the only property in this world. What can dispossess us of everything and fulfill all our wants? Only prem. No other thing can give us perfect health. Only prem, love. Love is above everything. Love is the only wealth in this world. Jai Gurudev.
Jai Srila Guru Maharaj, so beautiful. I mean, what a beautiful way to end our gathering. And we started with a beautiful way to start our gathering, burning our ships. And then we've had the beautiful contributions of Kumkum Didi, of Paramananda Prabhu, and of Dayanitai Prabhu and Priya Sundari today. And so here we are, our clock has ticked to some degree. And Narottam Nitai Prabhu has put a couple of questions here. And maybe Save Ashram here. Okay, can I save these, Narottam Prabhu, because we're, sorry, one is from Narottam Nitai Prabhu. Can we read Gaura Leela before we read the Bhagavatam? Or should we read Srimad Bhagavatam? Okay, as a very quick answer, because we're here, Narottam Nitai Prabhu, you can read immediately Gaura Leela, and if you read Chaitanya Charitamrita as given to us by Srila Prabhupada, along with the purports from the beginning of Chaitanya Charitamrita, the beginning, the very start, to go through, the answer is yes. Please read Chaitanya Charitamrita. You will also get safely Krishna Leela as given in Srimad Bhagavatam, and you will get the foundation, the cautions of Canto 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, included within Chaitanya Charitamrita. If there's just one book left in the world and it's Chaitanya Charitamrita, nothing is lost. So please don't wait. Life is very short, and really Gauranga pastimes are our greatest wealth here. Without that, we don't have Krishna's pastimes. And Krishna's pastimes are given in Chaitanya Charitamrita very carefully by Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj. So that's a quick answer. And Ishwarananda Prabhu joined us little later on. Ishwarananda Prabhu joined us, and he's mentioning Dandabat. Is it possible we could get Bimala Didi tune in from the Seva Ashram and hear her speak? Jeevana Didi, could ask her. Please ask her. Okay, there's a very humble request. And with very good background, because Bimala Didi, she's really one of those burnt their ships and come to Krishna consciousness, surrendered devotees, who we know from Navadip in particular, and we now also know from meeting, being with her in the Western world, a dynamo of devotional service, and a very good speaker. She can say what she feels, and independent of her body, health condition or anything, she just keeps on going and going, sharing with others what Gurudev and Guru Maharaj have given. So, wonderful example. So, who did you ask? Jeevana Didi. Here's a public, humble request to you. Let's see if we can do some magic and draw our humble Bimala. I mean, she doesn't like to be in the limelight, but when she's put on the spot, she presents very beautifully many things in Krishna consciousness. Thank you, Ishwarananda Prabhu and Rupanuga Prabhu. I think he was just leaving us. I saw him get out of the car. So he sent his heart and obeisances to you all. And I'm also sending my heart and obeisances to you all too. And with big jais to Srila Gurudev ki jai, Srila Guru Maharaj ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, to the Rupanuga Guru Vaga ki jai, all the present day Sri Chaitanya Saraswati Acharya Brinda ki jai, all the assembled devotees ki jai, Harinama Sankirtan ki jai, Nitai Gaura Premanandi, Hari Hari Bol. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha.
Jai Shila Bhaktiranjan Madhusudana Maharaj ki jai.
Hare
Jai.
Krishna. Govinda Govinda. I heard a Priyanana voice. I don't think we greeted her along the way. And Narayani Nadi is with us too. You joined us very late again, Narayani. If you join earlier next time, be ready with something in your pocket to share. When you join late, how can we hear all these treasures you have to share? All right, Ishwarananda Prabhu at work in the ski lift. Dandabat, Govinda Govinda. So each of you, one by one, obeisances, respect, wishing you joy in Krishna consciousness, the only place to find joy. Prema, as Seva Rupa Didi was reading in Srila Gurudev's answer just now. Sankirtan, the kirtan of love. Amra Ashchi, Govinda Govinda.